The Woodward Sports Network presents a sports show that's more than just sports. Welcome to The Bottom Line with U of M great and former NFL star Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni. Sit back and let's talk some Detroit sports right now on The Bottom Line.
And here we go, Monday, May 9th, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, my friend?
You?
Man, it's a beautiful day. I love now when we do these reads and we're talking about spring is here and summer is, it looks like it outside. 71 degrees, man. Woke up. Grass is green. The trees are blooming. Look really good out there. My landscapers are waking me up at 6:45 in the morning, so it feels like spring to me.
It's a beautiful noise. Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Hey, everybody. Great weekend. Happy Mother's Day again to all the great moms out there. And what a fun time now, man. We're locked and loaded. What a derby, by the way. I never was happier to lose money in my life.
I thought of you immediately, Maz, because, I mean, obviously your love of the ponies, that's number one, but the call itself
was great.
Larry Comas is awesome.
I've never heard a call like that before. It was, and that's an exaggeration, but it met the moment.
Maybe not.
Anytime you have a call, I'm an announcer guy. You know, I love the announcer almost as much as the game itself. Anytime you have a call that matches the moment, when those two things intersect, to me, that's what sports is all about.
Yeah, 100%. It's so great, and I'll get back to Mother's Day in a second, is after the conversation we had with Maz Friday, so on Saturday, I ate lunch, took a nap, and woke up. And you know sometimes you slept a little too long. So I wake up at 6:45, and I'm scrambling. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to get the remote, turn it on. The race hadn't started yet, so I'm excited. I'm sitting there and watching it. And I've watched maybe 4 Kentucky Derbies in my life. Maybe 5, I don't know. But watching it this time, after knowing what I know, after knowing Maz's love, I got a little more insight, a little more in-depth knowledge. I'm watching it, man. I got goosebumps during that race.
It's amazing.
Put it into perspective.
Yeah. Saudi sheiks, they own them all. Let's face it, Dubai and Middle East, Japan, all these people with money are in the horse game. They call it a sport of kings for a reason.
Yeah.
And here it is, just a bunch of country guys from Ohio, and this horse was in a claiming race for $30,000. What that means is you could have bought any horse in that race for $30,000. There are less claiming races than that too. There's 10,000, there's 20,000, 30,000. I'm not gonna say it's bottom of the barrel, but it's almost bottom of the barrel. And this horse had some great bloodlines. Keen Ice is his father. Keen Ice
he beat
American Pharaoh. American Pharaoh beat him in the Triple Crown, but he winds up beating American Pharaoh in a later race.
Yeah.
And so he's got good bloodlines. I can't believe this horse slipped so much that he went into this cheap claiming race where this guy buys them.
Yeah.
And this guy had a stable of like 30 horses about 5 years ago, and it's terrible tragedy. It burns down. He loses like 18 horses in a fire. He wanted to get out of the business, but he stays in it, gets this horse, and out of nowhere, this miracle happens, goes from last to first, and the way he weaved in between.
And that's what I was going to add.
Sonny Leone, this jockey that is the number one jockey in Ohio at this track, Mahoning, but no one even knows who he is.
Right, and that's what I want to ask you. You and I were talking in the back before the show started about how Rich Strike was able to win. Talk about why Rich Strike was able to win, because of that first lap was the fastest ever, correct?
It was. The first quarter mile was like a death. Because when you go so fast, the horses that are in the front, they're going to die out and they're going to start backing up the field. Yeah. So anytime there's a fast fractions in the early part, the horses that are in the back, that's where you get your closers from.
Wow.
My horse, the one I told you to play, Mo Donegal, is the closer. So I tell Kathy, I'm screaming, I'm like, wow, we got a shot, man, because this could be a bomb. I said to her, there's going to be a bomb happening in this race.
I love the
Little did I know, it was an 80-1 bomb that won this race.
81-1.
81-1.
There you go.
And the horse just got in the race on Friday.
Yes, because a horse got scratched. Dwayne Lucas, one of the best trainers in history, his horse was scratched. Ethereal Road got scratched. So there's also eligible horses, because to get in the Derby, you've got to earn points throughout the year. You got to run in all these derby races, these prelims.
Right.
So you get the points. So he was like the also eligible. He was like right on the edge.
Right.
But then the one horse dropped out, and he was able to pay $50,000 to get in that race because that's what it cost to get in the race. It costs you $50,000 to run in the Derby.
The best thing about the Kentucky Derby in terms of the winning circle, when you see the interview with the owner, I guess something happened to where it was last minute, and the owner's father chose not to come. He said he had an event to do. He had a prior engagement or something. And then you see him when they're talking after the interview. He's like, "Hey, Dad, I hope it was worth it."
Yeah, was it worth it, Daddy?
Yeah.
Was it worth it, Daddy?
He made $1.7 million in the horse's pocket, in the owner's pocket for that win. And now he got to go run in the Preakness in 2 weeks in Baltimore. Gotta go.
Not bad for $80,000.
Gotta go.
You know who else has to go?
Alavila?
No, I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm really not. But the Detroit Tigers, to me, and that's a really great response by you. The Detroit Tigers, to me, are perhaps among the biggest disappointments, maybe the number one disappointment in all of Major League Baseball for the way this season has started. They scored 6 runs in the 4-game series against the Houston Astros. They're 8-19. The one thing I asked for, and many people ask for, is just don't bury yourselves at the start of the season. Don't bury yourselves in April. And here we are into May. They've played 27 games, and they've won 8 of them.
So long for your 17 and 13 in those 30 games, huh?
Oh,
like,
man.
what is going on? I think it's just, how do you pay $200+ million to be worse than you were last year? Like that's what I'm questioning. Like it's at all. There are no bats. Nobody's hitting right now worth anything of note. The one thing that was going well for them was the bullpen. But you called it out last week. You said, well, that'll level out at some point. And guess what? It did just that.
Well, they were pitching in a bunch of non-pressure innings.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they hung one of the best teams in baseball. They lost 3-3 to 2 games. That's a miracle.
But you're up. What, 2-1 late in those games? You know what I mean?
I'm just saying,
you're blowing these games, though.
You're in those games with a terrific team. It's going to turn.
Maz, they're 1-17 batting with runners in scoring position, and that one hit was by Miggy. He's the old man of the group.
That's one of the points right there too, Bray. Is for the Tigers, their offense is horrific. I mean, they don't have a guy in the lineup right now batting over 300. Jonathan Scope doesn't even look like he's a major league hitter right now.
No, he doesn't.
I mean,
here's the thing right now. So for your prediction, 17 and 13. So we know they're not going to get that. I didn't predict that, thank God. But they do have a chance to kind of clean up the start of that streak right now in this home game stretch. They got 8 home games right now against the Athletics and against the Orioles. If they want to turn the tide, here's how to do it, because both those teams suck. So if you want to turn the tide on the season, 8 games, you got to go 7-1. That's a must.
Well, the Oakland A's have lost 9 in a row, and that's who you get here at Comerica Park to start off this homestand a little bit.
They have an excuse. They were stripped.
Yeah.
They were stripped down to the bolts, the nuts and bolts.
They have no players on their team. So, which makes wins come at a premium week anyway.
But they're a gutty little team. I wouldn't count them out to beat the Tigers 2 games, 3 games.
So
like
count
them out.
Yeah, so much has been made though of the fact that the win total in Vegas for the Tigers was 78.5 at the start of the year, and we're all sitting here in Detroit.
I said no.
Most of us here in Detroit, over. Because you sit there and you say to yourself, last year you get off to a 9-23 start. That can't happen again. You win 77 games as it is, 4 straight winning months with the team last year. You spend north of $200 million in the offseason. That's got to buy you more than just 1 game, right?
You're not lying about that.
$200 million has to buy you more than just 1 win on the schedule.
And that's what I was looking at, and that's why when we were sitting here and it was 78.5 was the over-under, and I said I'm going to gladly take the under on that. You guys can have that over. The reason why I did that is because, we spent north of $200 million, but it didn't seem like our fans were extremely overly excited about the $200 million that we spent. Like, we bring in Tucker Barnhart. We had Tucker on the show. He's a friend of the show. Like, people weren't overly excited about Tucker Barnhart. Then you get Rodriguez, the pitcher. People forget they even got Rodriguez. Like, no one ever talked about bringing in Rodriguez. Then, obviously, the big one for us was Javi Baez. And even when we got Javi Baez as a guy that's won the Golden Glove, a guy that can hit, a guy that's in MVP contention, you still were trying to go out and get Carlos Correa, at least in the fans. So the fact that the fans never were excited, that's what gave me cause for pause.
I slightly disagree with that a little bit, Bray, because I thought the Tigers, sure, they wanted to go all in on Carlos Correa, but I think for the most part, most Tiger fans thought, you know what? This ain't so bad. Pretty responsible spending. Sure, it wasn't the $325 million deal that you thought it would take to get Correa, and then ultimately you see what it took to get him to Minneapolis. You're like, you couldn't do that. But I think an extra arm would have been appropriate.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I thought the spending was great. And then a week before the season, the week of the regular season starts, an incredible fleecing of the Tampa Bay Rays to get Austin Meadows. And
that was great.
And if your optimism wasn't sky high to begin with, the Austin Meadows trade put it over the top.
I did forget about the Austin Meadows trade. You're right about that.
And then you go into this thing, and it's just a disaster from the start.
By the way, I looked up their stats. Like, Baez and Correa are pretty similar stats. They both have 2 home runs. I think Correa's 24 hits, Baez is 17 hits, and Correa's 256, and Baez is 236. So they're similar. Neither killing it right now.
Is this what the Detroit Tigers are? Do you believe they have what it takes in them to put together 2, 3, 4 consecutive winning months to get back in this thing? They're the worst team in the American League right now. Will water find its level, or is this what they are? Give us a call, 313-552-6322, 313-552-6322,
right,
if you want to get in on some Tigers talk.
Just once. Maz, Fletch, Sam, just once, as Detroit professional sports teams fans, can we wake up one day and one of our sports teams is in the lead in the division, has a record over 500, is in some type of playoff contention? Because every day we wake up, the Tigers will be under 500, the Red Wings will be under 500, although they're getting better. The Detroit Lions will be under 500, and the Detroit Pistons will be under 500. Every day we wake up.
It's not going well right now. We'll get into the NFL schedule release, which is Thursday as well. Some games trickling out. Where will the Lions fit into the mix? So we've got a full show for you. Thanks for hopping along with us. We'll be right back. Ermanni and Edwards.
But first, a message from Centron. Summer of Centron is here, and now Centron is available at Kroger's. 2 for $4, you can get the Centron energy drink that is amazing, especially the cranberry the cranberry flavor. That is my favorite. Centron, new energy drink, man, for active lifestyle. Drink it, live it with Centron.
At Wing Snob, staying humble's not our forte. We just have better wings. We're back at it again with our crispy golden brown fries and our famous boneless wings. Juicy, tender, hormone-free chicken. Your favorite signature sauces with no bone. Just when you thought Wing Snob couldn't get any better. Order online at wingsnob.com today. Wing Snob. We just have better wings.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Woodward Sports Network, thanks for hopping along with us. If you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, we're going to end that feed. And if you could swing over exclusively to our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports, we'd certainly appreciate it. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and smash that like button for us. Helps YouTube get our content out. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports Network. Coming up on, I haven't even looked,
25,000 plus.
25,000 subscribers on YouTube. That is great stuff. And thanks to you all for your participation in Woodward Sports Network. Braylon, Tigers talk here for a minute, because if the Tigers are going to get back into this thing, they got to do it this week.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it. You've got 5 against the Oakland A's, a team that's lost 9 in a row, a team that completely stripped down to nothing, and a team that is basically a 4A team. Not as good as a major league team, but not as bad as a AAA team. So you're starting with them, and then you get the Orioles after a series with the Rays. Then you're looking at situation where you're playing a lot of games within your division. Now is the time to get this going. I'm not sure what it will take for the Tigers to get going, but you got to see a W in here tonight.
Wait a minute. Before you say anything,
Wait.
the Boston Red Sox are 10-19 as well. There's not a lot of great action here. Look, the Orioles are 11-17. Red Sox 10-19. Royals 9-19. Tigers 8-19. Texas is 111. Oakland's 110. That's the American League. It's really a crap show right now in the American League. So I wouldn't really worry too much right now. It definitely has to turn around, but they're not alone.
I agree and disagree at the same time. Like, to your point, no, nobody's really killing. Outside the Yankees in 19-8, and they're definitely just out-kicking their coverage. They're playing a little bit outside themselves, but nobody's really killing it. The problem is I'm watching the Tigers. The problem is I'm watching how they're losing games, giving up leads in the 8th inning, the 9th inning, having errors that look like something that you do in Little League. Actually, I didn't see those type of errors when I was in Little League. You said they look like the Bad News Bears. They can't get a hit. You just mentioned it, 6 hits in 4 games. 6 hits in 4 games, and then the pitching side of the bullpen, and the starters are getting cracked over the head. So it's not necessarily that, everybody's kind of right there in the pile and nobody's killing it. It's the fact that how they're losing games. They don't even look like a resemblance of a team that's in the fight.
What do you point to as your calling card right now with this team? Is it defense? No. Is it offense? No.
Is it pitching?
Is it starting pitching?
It's young arms. Young arms.
Is it bullpen? And again, I thought that bullpen thing was a farce early on in the season. Well, when the numbers looked all good, but I'm not sure what it's going to take for this team. I will say, AJ Hinch may have to switch up some of the lineup.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you put on. Are you going to tag this on Riley Green for an injury? I mean, for the offense? No. You can't do that. You assume Riley Green. Maybe Cody Clemens is due for a call-up.
Yeah, you can, but these guys aren't killing it either, right? It's been years for these kids to be developing down below. It's Riley Green's a different story. Cody Clemens and guys like that, it's just it hasn't hit for them yet. Who knows if it'll ever hit for him? But good news, Matt Manning is working his way back in. That's going to be a big plus. You get his arm going. And if you can get Casey Mize straight before the end of this month goes, that's going to help as well. Riley Green, look for him maybe in June or July.
The big thing is, too, like everything you said is 100% right. To add to that, you talked about it, Ryan, I talked about it. This 8-game homestand, 5 against the A's and 3 against the Orioles, is very huge. This is a chance to get Candies back going. This is a chance to get Torkelson's back going. Because there's nothing like getting a couple out of the park. It's nothing like getting a couple doubles. By the way, shout out to Miggy. He got double 600 this past weekend. Also, last weekend, we didn't say anything. He did pass the Al Kaline. But with that being said, now is the time to get some excitement, get the fans into it, get a couple of these young bats going. Now you get some momentum going. Now you get 7-1, you go 6-2, 7-1. Now you go on the road, you have a better sense of who you are. Now you're like, we can do this. This is dope. That's what you got to get going, some young bats.
And the weather's going to help that. Yeah, the weather's going to help.
Paying attention to all what's going on in baseball, though, nobody seems like they can score any runs.
No.
Yeah. What is is it the ball?
That's what they say.
Dead ball?
They say it's a dead ball. I don't know why. I mean, here's a league that wants nothing but offense. They don't want you to do the shift anymore. God forbid you do the shift. They want hits. They want home runs. Well, that better bring back the juice ball. The humidifier is in the humidor is in every ballpark now. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I was just hoping to wake up once we got through this draft. And you focus so much on the NFL. I was hoping to wake up one morning and be able to talk about the Tigers in terms of what they're doing each and every night. And I'm just not sure we're there, guys. Yeah. I'm not sure we can talk about this baseball team because of how much losing they're doing. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't think firing Al Avila right now in the month of May is going to ultimately change this team's season. Is firing Al Avila going to make Jonathan Scope hit with runners in scoring position?
It's very true.
Is firing Al Avila going to get Eric Haas to start hitting? No.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you do, guys. I don't know what you do. But
I'll be watching, though.
Yeah.
And I'll be heading down to the ballpark more and more now.
Now, I agree. Now is the perfect time. I actually was just talking to Matty off camera. We were like, hey, man, you know what? Now is the perfect time to catch some of those, like those 6:45 games or night games during the week. Perfect. Let's look at the schedule and figure something out.
I think there's a doubleheader in this week as well.
Let's do something.
I think Oakland is actually the home team in one of these games. So we'll take a peek.
Speaking of doubleheaders, the NFL will have its schedule release on Thursday.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, there is a trickle out of games. Today it was announced a week 2, and I'm not misspeaking there, week 2 Monday night doubleheader. We still don't know what's happening in week 1, by the way. But the week 2 Monday Night Football doubleheader, it's going to be the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills at 7:15 on ESPN. And then, I don't get this, but Minnesota and Philadelphia play at 8:30 on ABC.
ABC.
Why are they competing against each other?
I told you they were going to do this. Didn't I tell you months ago that this was going to happen? This is what they're doing. ABC wants to get back in the game. Remember, they were where Monday Night Football was born.
Yeah.
It was born on ABC. Since it's gone to ESPN, obviously the ratings have plummeted. I mean, you got to be on a national team, a national channel
network
to really get it going. I believe Joe Buck and Troy Aikman will be calling that game. I think Steve Levy and those other guys will be calling the first game.
Is that the second crew? Steve Levy? And
they'll be the second
Louis
crew.
Riddick?
I
that's
think
the team?
They'll slap something together.
You don't pay two guys $80 million apiece and then make them the second team. They're definitely number one. I understand it from the standpoint you're overlapping by about an hour and 15 minutes, so you're looking at probably about a quarter and a half. I just know I'm not going back and forth. I'm only watching one game. Anytime Buffalo and Josh Allen is playing, especially against Derrick Henry, after that makeup game in that last year what happened, they went forward on 4th down. They don't get it, so I'm excited for that one. Minnesota and the Eagles, I'm okay.
Is the 2-game Monday Night Football something that should stick around for a long time?
No.
You don't like it?
No, because like the best thing about Monday Night Football is you got one game, man. You give all that focus. The commercials are good. Like the back and forth is good. The halftime show is good. The little comments they do. Like everything is, you're into it. Like Monday Night Football is a thing. You're sitting on your couch. You got your popcorn. You got your soda, and you're dialed in. If I gotta keep changing the channel back and forth, it's gonna mess up my rhythm of what I like to do on Monday Night Football. I won't be doing this the whole day.
Plus, the Manning cast will be on. I mean, they're really.
Yeah.
Which one will they focus on?
They're gonna do the first game probably. Yeah. They're probably gonna be on the first game.
Whatever ESPN is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
they're gonna own it. Listen, you want to give me 2 games on Monday night?
So now I gotta do 3 things. Now I gotta have 3 TVs.
Give me 2 games on Monday night every week. I don't give a damn. I'll watch it.
You're gonna have a heart attack, man. All that excitement.
I love it. Bring it. The more, the merrier.
Guys,
give it to me.
When we come back, I want to ask you guys the question because, again, Thursday will be the NFL schedule release. Is there any anticipation? Is there any hope? Do you guys hold out hope? And don't give me your answer now. Ermanni and Edwards. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm keeps you safe and gives you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. Their 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. 1-800-STAY-OUT right now. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. When we come back, do you hope to hear the Lions' name called when they release a Monday Night Football schedule later this week? We'll have that for you. Coming up next, Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, this is The Bottom Line.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Woodward Sports Network. Thanks for hopping along with us. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Fletch running the controls today. Also Sam Flannel.
I watched Sports Final Edition last night for Alex. I was texting him during it.
Was he the producer last night?
Yeah, he was one of the producers. He said, okay, coming up in this next segment, I did the basketball and the hockey highlights. Check them out. So I wrote him, and then I'm like, what the hell, man? Doesn't Jamie say, hey, thanks to Alex Mayer at the end? Where's my Almay thanks?
Oh, my gosh.
And she did not, by the way.
Oh, geez.
Come on now, Jamie.
Did you see Canelo lost, by the way?
Did see that.
Pound for pound, best boxer in the world, took an L. You know, I don't mind it because he went up in weight, fought a big guy, fought a guy that fought a very smart, solid fight. And Bivol fought a great fight. But Canelo got popped, man.
Dang, man.
It's frustrated the whole fight.
Yeah, so I know you're a big boxing guy. Where does Canelo Alvarez go from here? Maybe you could shed some light on that for us. But I do want to talk about this NFL schedule release, which is on Thursday. Is there any intrigue from the NFL regarding the Detroit Lions?
Well, you've read us their schedule.
Thursday night football, Monday night football, Sunday night football. Each team in the NFL has to play a national televised game. Now, the Lions sneak in there under Thanksgiving. Jacksonville usually sneaks in there on a London game or a Thursday night game or something like that.
Hey, back in the day, the Thursday game was where they put the lesser teams on. Now it's on Amazon, and you got Al Michaels, and you got Kirk Herbstreit, and they put a lot of money into that. So Jeff Bezos is saying, hey, I'm not showing the Jags and the freaking Texans on a Thursday night. So they got to put a little bit more effort on that Thursday night package. So we'll see. You read the Lions. Yeah. You read how bad the Lions schedule could look.
Yes.
What game then do you want to see on a national level if you're not us?
Last year, Thursday Night Football had some good games, though. Yeah.
It could be a divisional opponent. I mean, I don't know. It could be a divisional opponent. We'll see. I do think there is intrigue with this franchise, though, across the league. And we're going to have more of that with Hard Knocks. I mean, when you see Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions work throughout Hard Knocks, I think NFL fans are going to be pleasantly surprised, and I think they're going to be intrigued with this franchise on a national scale for really the first time in a long time, maybe since Barry Sanders and Wayne Fontes, not even Calvin Johnson, because Calvin Johnson was an understated superstar, never really spoke up. It was never kind of the Terrell Owens type receiver of a me kind of guy. So I'm not sure this franchise has been paid attention to by most NFL fans in quite some time. I think Hard Knocks will elevate that status. And I think with what you've seen in the draft over the last month or so, many analysts, many draft prognosticators peg Detroit as one of the big winners. So I do think there's a lot of people that feel the Detroit Lions are coming. And I wouldn't be shocked to see them grab a Monday Night Football game this year.
You got to earn it. And you have to earn before you get Monday Night Football games. Detroit Lions have been a losing franchise forever.
They had one against the Packers.
Especially, they did, and they lost. I mean, it was a very good game, though. They had a chance to win it there, but, Aaron Rodgers, and he did that at the end. But, you look at the Lions, and, yes, there's a lot of intrigue from people wanting to see what Dan Campbell's going to do. Aiden Hutchinson goes there. Jamison Williams, they're excited about, they're a scrappy team. The knee slappers, they are excited. Dan Orlovsky talks about us quite a bit on ESPN. But I don't want them to go on until they're ready. I don't want the Detroit Lions. I don't want to show the nation a product that's not finished or I don't believe to be ready. Because right now, people are kind of talking about us. So now, let's say we get one of these Monday Night Football games and we're not ready and we get popped. And now everybody on the national scale is right back to what? The same old Detroit Lions. When I was with the Cleveland Browns, we didn't have any Monday Night Football games. Like, nobody wants to see the Browns on Monday Night Football. So we were on those Thursday night games that you talk about. But then in 2007, we go 10-6. We win some games. We had some Pro Bowlers. Came back in 2008. We had 3 Monday Night Football games. 3 Monday Night Football games. We beat the Giants the year after they won the Super Bowl. We beat the Giants in the first one, and then we got cracked in the second one because we weren't ready. So I don't want to put a product out there for the nation that's not ready, that's not finished. So I would prefer the Lions maybe Thursday, definitely not Sunday night, definitely on Monday for another year or so.
But I guess you could ultimately later in the season get a flexed Sunday night football game. But I think when you hear the schedule, I don't know. I think the Lions do have a chance. They were on Monday Night Football last year. It's not like you got to be some great team. The Lions got a Monday Night Football game last year.
They got a shot. They got a shot on a Thursday night and a Monday night. They do have a shot, right? We'll see how it goes on Thursday night. Looking forward to it.
I'd have to go back and do a little digging on this, but has there ever been a team that was featured on Hard Knocks that did not get a Sunday night or a Monday Night Football game that same season?
We had when we were on Hard Knocks in 2010, we had 2 Monday night games. Matter of fact, they were back to back. Matter of fact, we might have had 3. And a Thanksgiving Day game. We had a lot of games in New York.
The Lions did lock up Aiden Hutchinson to a 4-year, $35 million deal, all of which is guaranteed. He gets $23 million signing bonus. I don't even put that in perspective for me. I don't even know what that means. You just get one check for $23 million. Is that how that goes?
Oh, you don't get a damn check for $23 million. No, you don't get that. But that's the money that they're going to pay. So basically what happens
is it a direct deposit?
It's not a direct deposit. It just means that that's your guaranteed money. So over the course of the contract, at different times in the year, you'll receive money that goes to this $23 million. You'll receive some when you first get to training camp. You'll receive some.
Does that go to your agent or the player?
No, agent gets 3%.
What I mean by that is who takes care of his money? Who takes care of a player's money?
An accountant, financial advisor account.
So it's not like going into his own account like a Citizens Bank across the street. It's not good. It's not just going in there, right?
It's financial. They have power of attorney. They control your accounts, and then the money goes to them, and they break it up, and they show you, keep track of all the work that they do. But, it's throughout the course of the year. It can be in the off-season once it starts. It can be, like I said, training camp. Then during the season at points, and it goes to over the 4 years. That's how it works. The interesting thing is now you see all deals get done typically around this time. Like Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall pick, his deal's done already. Yeah, his deal's done, and he hasn't even minicamp hasn't even happened. You know why they do that? For years they were having problems because players were holding out. Hell, remember the Barry Sanders situation? Barry Sanders, and I know he's not a rookie. Barry Sanders didn't sign his contract, and he didn't take the first snap until what was it, the third quarter of the Cardinals game when he got paid that one time.
Wow, I forgot about that.
But like that with players, my rookie year. Here's the flip side about the holding out. The holding out is typically between the agent and the front office. They can't agree on some contractual language. Mine was very simple. The president at that time, they were trying to get all the rookies to sign these deals that the Browns have first crack at your media, or the Browns own your marketing. So you couldn't do any off-field deals. Like if they were with Burger King and McDonald's wants to pay you money, you would have to sign with Burger King. So eventually they were able to to meet it out and threw that out. We got it done. I signed the night of the first preseason game. When I walked in the locker room, I felt the resentment of the veteran players on the team. Like I felt the O-lineman. It's typically always O-lineman. But I felt the O-lineman. I felt the quarterback, Trent Dilfer. Like those guys look at you a certain way like who does this guy think he is? Like he's signing for all this money and he can't, whatever. So now that they get these deals done sooner, it gets you in there with the team. It has the team on your back. Like you're able to start fresh with the team and the guys. So I'm glad that you got this contract done, get it out the way. Because now it's time to focus on football. Once you get the money out the way and all the distractions, now it's time to play football. And that's already done. And here it is, May 10th?
But in your day, that's not that long ago.
I'm about to say, well,
damn, in your day,
I'm not Dick Night Train Lane.
Didn't the rookies have more? They could make more money than they do now. Now it's a cap.
I disagree because now you got options after 5 and 4 years. Guys are going back to the apple. Guys are getting extensions and guys are getting second bites at the apple after 3 years in the league. Josh Allen signed his deal after his 3rd year. Like, look at these. Herbert is about to re-up this year. I promise you. You're signing faster. When I played, it was a 7-year deal, option after 6. So you basically have me at cheap labor for a very, very long time. That's why back in the day when I played, and even before that, you see guys tend to stay on teams forever. Like guys tend to play on one team for their duration or maybe 2. Now, man, they're re-upping guys in 3 years. So you're seeing, boom, way more money. Way more.
The NFL gets it right more than they get it wrong.
I agree.
And I think one of the ways in which they got it right is having this rookie pay scale where you're pretty much slotted in. You have parameters and you only have a very finite window for what you can pay a guy. And that's another reason why I think it's so important. As you mentioned, your own situation, you're not setting these rookies up to fail from the start. That's number one, on the field or with their teammates. And number two, no rookie should come in and be the highest paid player on the team. Period, end of story, full stop. That's what happened to Matthew Stafford when he got drafted number 1 overall. And Ndamukong Suh is the same way. When quarterbacks coming into the league who didn't take one snap made more money than any other quarterback in the league at one point, I think that's wrong. I really like what they did, the NFL and the Players Association, with this rookie pay scale.
Well, two things. That's always been the case. Even when I played, it was like, even when Stafford played, he wasn't the highest paid player on the team. You got to think about in this regard, your signing bonus is going to be high. Like if you're a top pick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to have a high signing bonus, but you're still making, salary-wise, you're making the same as every other rookie in the league. Like your salary deal, like, yeah, I signed for 17
Well, I guess if you put it like that.
I signed for $17.4 million. That was my signing bonus. But on my salary, I still only made $275,000. On my salary. So Stafford came in. His bonus had him high, but he wasn't the highest rated. But the money thing, the last thing I'm going to say about that is in terms of the years, how they do it different now. I was on a 6-year deal, 7-year deal, option after 6 years, right? So you basically got to play that out. They're not even looking at you until year 5, 6 to try to extend you or change you. Just imagine if I would have been on the same parameters that they're on now with this 4-year and 5-year stuff. In my 3rd year, 16 touchdowns, all pro ball. So you know now, and now after that, what are they doing after 3 years and they ball in that 3rd year? Scrubbing their accounts. They're getting the team to pay them, and they're paying these guys. Me, the Browns is like, yeah, good stuff. We'll see you in 3 years.
313-552-6322. 313-552-6322 if you want to jump in on this topic. Also, guys, we make so much about the AFC. How many great quarterbacks there are, how many great teams there are. I want to ask you guys, is the best team in the NFL in the NFC? We'll get to that, all that, and more. But first, a message from Sticker Genius.
Sticker Genius is the official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. Sticker Genius was responsible for covering our wall in all of this beautiful Planet Fitness and Woodward Sports wall covering in the Woodward Sports Studios, and they did it in less than a day. If you visit their website at stickergenius.com, you'll see they offer window graphics, wall graphics, custom stickers, and so much more. For all your sticker and signage needs, visit stickergenius.com.
I'm Kay Cunningham. Working with Hall Financial to purchase my first home was easier than I could have ever imagined. They treated me like family from start to finish. Find out for yourself at callhallfirst.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Summertime is here, and guess what? Finally, I can say summertime is here. Well, at least springtime. It is very nice outside. 72 degrees right now. The sun is shining. Everything is right. You know how to make it better? Go to the liquor store and get some of that Gypsy vodka. That's right. I'm talking about Michigan's gluten-free own. Stuff is pure sensation. That's because it's corn distilled over 6 times using artesian.
6 times?
6 times, my brother. Artesian spring water. Go on down to the liquor store. Get you some of this Gypsy vodka. Have a nice Monday night. But if you're going to drink, remember to always drink responsibly.
Woodward Sports Network, thanks for hopping on with us. Let's try to get over 100 likes on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, if you have not already, subscribe to Woodward Sports. Coming up on 25,000 subscribers to this network's YouTube channel, and we certainly appreciate all of that. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. Guys, I wanted to ask you, and if you got any more on Aiden Hutchinson, feel free to comment on that as well. I do think it's important for him to get into camp, start right from the jump here and get going as a Detroit Lion. Nobody wants a holdout. Nobody wants anything uncomfortable. Get to the field, get your playbook or your tablet, whatever they have now, and get going.
Yeah. No, I agree. At the end of the day, money complicates everything. So the fact that you can get the money deal taken care of right away, get it out the way. Like I said, today is May 9th. That's already done. Now he can get in there and get it rolling. They're not thinking about money. He's thinking about learning the defense, learning the guys, and learning to be a leader. Because just because he's a rookie, just because you're a rookie doesn't mean you can't be a leader. A leader isn't someone that's age-wise. He's a veteran. He has to be 15 years in. He has to be 10 years in. A leader is somebody that comes to work every day and does it the right way. A leader is somebody that you can go behind or you can follow behind and say, this guy's doing it right. I need to do more of that. He's watching extra film. He's getting the snaps on the count. He's working with the guys. So get in there and become that guy because they don't have that guy. We watched the Lions games last year, and they're a team 3-13-1, and they're looking for that guy. Amani Oruwariye was a little bit of that at times. Good for him to get in there right now and develop as a leader because they need one.
Guys, I want to ask you, we talk so much, and the NFL is top of mind for me with the schedule release coming out on Thursday.
The NFL is always top of mind.
The NFL is always top of mind, yes. And that in and of itself, and I guess when your teams locally are not good, the Tigers, the Pistons, the Red Wings,
especially.
It especially highlights the NFL because there's always something to talk about. How the NFL spaces out their off season, whether it's the draft, whether it's the combine, the NFL schedule release, signings, free agency. There's always something to talk about with this league.
Yeah.
It is incredible. What are you going to talk about with the Pistons right now? I mean, you're watching these NBA playoffs.
Who are they going to draft?
Or the Red Wings. We'll comment on the coaching search coming up. The Tigers have been so miserable. I'm not on the firing train yet. I'm not going there.
I'm just uninterested right now, to be honest with you.
I'm very uninterested by what's happening.
And I'm a baseball fanatic. I've hardly watched because I'm bored. First of all, the broadcast really isn't my favorite thing. I'll be honest with you, and it's not fun right now. I watch other games. I watch every out-of-town game I could get my hands on. The Yankees are playing right now against the Rangers.
Yeah.
Did you hear what Chris Woodward said last night?
It's unbelievable. Did you see this, Bray?
Listen, I got to play this for you. So last night, the Yankees beat yesterday afternoon. They beat the Rangers.
I did see that.
Gleyber Torres hits a game-winning home run. This and Fletch, go to my videos on this one towards the end. Chris Woodward is the Texas Rangers manager, and he basically called Yankee Stadium a Little League park. Give it a listen.
Rested guy. No, because King's a good matchup for all those guys. I mean, according to our matchups, King is the best matchup by far to every one of their guys. He just, small ballpark, that's a easy out in 99% of ballparks. So, the wind wasn't helping today, obviously, but, just 3-1 count. Probably King is one guy that you put him back out there, you're like, okay, he's not going to give up a homer. Just happened to hit it in a Little League ballpark, to right field.
Happened to hit it in a Little League ballpark. What did Michael Kay write today?
So Yankees announcer Michael Kay tweets out a picture of the grounds crew getting the field ready today at Yankee Stadium in New York, and with the caption, "What a great day in Williamsport."
Look,
so I saw that tweet before I heard about the manager of the.
You actually thought they were playing in Williamsport.
I was like, are they playing and taking him in Williamsport today? But that looks like Yankees. Those big buildings back there look like the Bronx.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's fascinating stuff.
Yeah,
I really like that.
So I hope the Yankees kick their ass today again.
That's a real deal, though, man. Like those different ballparks, man, it matters, man. Like sometimes I give you an example. I was talking to you last year during the Yankees and the Red Sox in the playoff. Giancarlo Stanton hit a ball that, if I want to be honest, Ryan, it's the loudest sound I've ever heard in my life. And watching a baseball game on TV, it's the loudest sound I've ever heard. Like I wasn't even looking at the TV. When the hit happened, I was in the kitchen, like pouring some juice or something, and I heard it. I said, "Jesus Christ, that ball's got to be gone." It didn't lead apart. It hit the wall. So it's like those things, man.
By the way, you mentioned
the monster.
You mentioned Giancarlo Stanton. I got a better doppelganger for Giancarlo Stanton other than The Rock. Everybody says he looks like The Rock.
Right.
You want to know who he really looks like?
Who?
Any guesses?
No.
Any guesses?
Giancarlo? No, not really.
Eric Spoelstra. Think about Miami Heat head coach
a
Eric
larger
Spoelstra.
version.
A much larger version. That's not bad at all.
Face.
That's actually pretty good. You know what? Take the rock size and then put Spo's face on.
Right.
There you go.
Oh,
Winning season, Maz.
Oh, I didn't watch the end yet.
You didn't watch the finale?
It's killing me. That's the last of the year.
Last night was the finale.
Well, but they're going to do season 2.
Ooh, I got to get back in
You
on
gotta.
that.
So the finale, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but they basically are building you up to the championship game 6 against the Philadelphia 76ers, where Magic had to play all the positions. So that's the lead up from start to finish. It's a damn good episode.
You know what I watched on Twitter? Someone tweeted out the actual video of the postgame. Brett Musburger handing the trophy to Dr. Jerry Buss.
Oh, wow.
And Magic Johnson's in the locker room getting interviewed by Rick Barry. Right. And they mentioned, Rick Barry said, hey, I didn't think you were going to be as good as you were, but you really impressed me. And by the way, Sport Magazine has made you the MVP and they get a car.
Sport
Magazine.
So did you hear what happened behind that?
No.
So basically, Cap. Now you can tap and watch the show, and I'm calling him Cap. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was MVP. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was MVP for the series, and they announced him as MVP like off air, but he was hurt, and Magic was the new thing. Magic was big, and Magic was there, so they gave him MVP because he was there, and it caused a little rift between Kareem and Magic, because they called Kareem initially, said, hey, you've won the sport MVP, we're going to be calling you to do an interview during the press conference, and then they never called Kareem.
Rick Barry gives him the trophy instead.
Let me ask you this, just total sidebar. I never hear anything about Magic and Kareem current day.
Yeah.
Do they not get along? Do they get along? Do we know anything about that relationship?
They did back in the day. I don't know if they do now.
I put it to you this way. The fact that you have to ask that question, like usually when you have to ask questions like that, it means there's something there.
Yeah.
It means there's something. I've never seen them together. They both live in L.A.
Think about that.
And Kareem is now back on the scene. Yeah. See, for a long time, Kareem like disappeared in the eyes of the media, so it didn't matter. I think he was coaching high school basketball in New Mexico, I think. But now that he's back at all these NBA games, he's on Twitter going at LeBron, like, if you think
he's kind of out there.
Yeah,
he is kind of out there.
Listen, man, that show on HBO, Winning Time,
it's really good.
They did the guy that plays Magic Johnson. He is Magic Johnson now, and the guy that played Kareem, spectacular.
Yeah. I
mean, they nailed it.
Especially Kareem, he nailed his temperament. And his attitude, his temperament, like how he is.
It. Yeah. And Pat Riley, they got Adrian Brody playing Pat Riley.
So good.
Pat Riley, man, I didn't know this back then. He had no job.
No, he didn't.
He was out of basketball, losing his mind.
With a busted knee.
Talking to his wife, Chris, he's still married, by the way. And she kept telling him, hang in there, hang in there. He had to go beg Chick Hearn, the play-by-play announcer for the Lakers, to let him be the analyst. And he's like, you really, I don't think you could do it, Pat. I mean, he was like making fun of Pat Riley. So then Jack McKinney, who was the head coach, gets hurt, almost dies in a bicycle accident. So Paul Westhead becomes the head coach. Paul Westhead begs Pat Riley, leave the booth, come here, I need your help. They portrayed him as like two nitwits almost.
Wow.
And then Pat Riley obviously becomes the greatest, if you ask me.
Wow.
Top 3 of all time in coaches.
Incredible story. I got to get back into that. And we have to get back into the NFL.
We're all over the place, but
that's all right. It's fun.
It's okay.
If the best team in the NFL resides in the NFC, we'll get to that next. But first, a message from MyBookie.
That's right, mybookie.ag. You can bet baseball, football, futures coming up, of course. The NBA, NHL playoffs in full gear right now. How about John Morant not playing for the Grizzlies? Who are you playing in that series? How about the big upset in the NHL right now? The Florida Panthers, the President's Trophy winner, losing to Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals right now. How about Ovi and them guys? Get on it right now at mybookie.com. Use the promo code Woodward. Double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Fresh, juicy, hormone-free chicken. Wings Knob has the best traditional wings. Try out those signature sauces, Jamaican jerk or lemon pepper. Wings tossed to perfection in any sauce you pick. When the wings are this good, you're allowed to be a snob. Order online. Look for a location near you. Wingsnob.com. Wingsnob.com. We just had better wings.
Yes, they do.
Yes, sir.
Guys, NFL talk. So much talk regarding the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hell, the AFC West, period.
Denver Broncos.
The Bengals.
LA Chargers.
Joe Burrow.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Lamar
Tennessee
Jackson.
Titans.
Miami
Ravens.
Dolphins.
The
Baltimore
Ravens.
Ravens. Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's the sleeper team
The
this year.
Ravens.
The Ravens are the team this year.
You bet, man. I'm on them with you.
All these teams
All year, me and you.
we talk about is the best team of the NFL. The LA Rams. Think about that.
Isn't that something?
This is a Super Bowl champion that will get Robert Woods back, right? Or no?
No, he's gone.
He's gone.
in Tennessee.
Excuse me.
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson.
Signed with them.
Bobby Wagner.
And Bobby Wagner. So they've basically added Allen Robinson and Bobby Wagner.
Lost Von Miller.
I mean,
Yeah.
is that a so you get Bobby Wagner for Von Miller and Allen Robinson for Robert Woods?
I'm good with that.
Me too.
They're still a damn good team.
Solid.
They're just showing their schedule They have a pretty good schedule this year, too. Like, it's not an easy schedule. It won't be an easy road. I think they play Tampa again.
We'll be watching them
play
about 7 different times on national
100%.
TV.
And they play the Cowboys this year. I mean, of course they're going to be on that TV. The Super Bowl winners, they're a sexy team. It's L.A. It's fun. And they're in a fun division. So they're always going to be on TV. Now, at least. But they're still a really good ball team. Like, I am always of the mind. You always got to have the guy that wins the championship last year. He's still the champ. You got to beat the champ to be the champ. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yes, sir.
And they're still the man. And that applies to the NBA because who won the championship last year? The Bucks.
Yep.
And who looking like they can win again this year? The Bucks.
I don't.
Close, though.
Yeah, something about the Bucks. They got to get Gronk back for me. I don't know about.
He's talking about the Milwaukee Bucks.
My apologies.
I thought you were talking about the Tampa Bay Bucks.
They'll get him
I
back.
meant the Milwaukee Bucks. They won last year, and now they're still the reigning champs on that.
The only team, and I don't look. I've said before. I think Green Bay's a 7-win football team this year. You can call me out all you want. I'm not moving off of that. I think there's just too much disarray in Green Bay right now. I think they have a pretty tough schedule.
I think you got the Lions and them mixed up. That's all.
Maybe fine. That's
all.
fine. But I do think the Tampa Bay Bucks are a team that can challenge, and I see like Rob Gronkowski being one of those guys that comes in November or late October. You know, because
he'll come in September. He just won't come for training camp.
Yeah,
like he'll
be there game one.
Because even now, Rob Gronkowski is a guy like the way that they facilitate his snaps. He plays 27 snaps a game. Maybe not even that. So they'll facilitate his snaps. He'll miss training camp. He'll start the first game of the season, probably ease him in there, maybe 10 snaps that game, and go from there. Get his pitch count right. But you're right. He won't show up during training camp. But that Joker's going to play this year.
Is there any team off the top of your head that can, besides the Tampa Bay Bucks, that challenges the Rams or the Bucks to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl right now? Health being, taken for granted. I don't see it. And many people would say Green Bay. But
I say the Packers, and I think they've gotten better.
If they get Odell Beckham Jr.
I know they lost Devontae Adams, but their defense, which was really good last year, is going to be so much better this year. But I know.
Right.
No, they don't have Devontae Adams. I get it. I wasn't going to say that. They're not going to be able to replace him.
Right.
But they might be able to bring up 2-3 guys that maybe pick up some of that slack. They have the best running game in football.
You know what
Hands
your guy
down.
Dan Orlovsky says about their defense? Great. So they went from the 8th or 9th best defense to the 4th best defense. That's not going to make them a Super Bowl champion. That's not going to make them all that markedly better.
He said all that's going to change is as opposed to losing 14-10, now you'll lose like whatever you said.
13-10.
Yeah, exactly. So,
right.
No, I mean, their defense was good last year. Now they're going to be better. And it's always good to have a good, stout defense. And then you say the running game, but with the running game, you know why their running game is so successful?
Because Devontae Adams was
there. You go. There you go. So now when you don't have Devontae Adams and you're trying to figure out the passing game and you're trying to run the ball, they're going to stack the box. Like, neither one of those, like, they have a really good running game, but neither one of those runners has broken out and had 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,400 yards. They're really good together, but they're also really good together because when you got the guy outside that accounts for 48% of the offense, makes it a little bit easier.
But you got the quarterback, man, and he makes everybody that much better.
I agree, but when those running backs didn't play, like when they were out, when it was a one-game running back, because for some of the season, A.J. Dillon had to be the one. He was average. Like, he was average by himself. They work as a tandem, and that tandem works.
Aaron Jones was in and out. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. They got to stay healthy.
The passing game, so they got to hurry up and get Christian Watson acclimated to the game. They got because that's what they drafted. They drafted him in the 34th pick overall.
And the tight end, I'm not sure what they're going to do on that. So who knows? Remember Darren Waller? They were trying to get Darren Waller from the Raiders. That was another thing, but Raiders said, take a walk.
And like you said, there's still players out there. We talked about Odell Beckham last week, talked about he's a guy that's still out there. Maybe he goes to Green Bay.
Did he tear an ACL or an Achilles? ACL. And it was just the ACL, wasn't it, with him?
He tore the same ACL that he tore in Cleveland when they were going to playoffs.
Yeah, that's tough. When you do it twice, that's tough, right?
Frank Gore, that would be Frank. Now you're entering the Frank Gore, Thomas Davis, Baron Davis category.
Well, I'm just saying. Look, when you do it twice, it's tough because when you do it once, you feel like look at all the
freak
talk.
accident.
Well, look at all the talk that we have with Jameson Williams, right? No big deal. Be good as new. Will hit home runs every play. Still got the juice. Would run the fastest time at the combine on the 40. I mean, nobody's saying anything other than he's going to recover 110%, Jameson Williams. But when you start doing it twice, that's when you got to worry.
Also, when you're thinking about tearing an ACL and you're talking about, and you're nervous and you're wondering, that's because he's a rookie. That's because you're bringing in a new guy that already has an injury, so that's why you're worried. When you have a guy that's already been playing 8-9 years, already vested, he's not the guy anymore. Odell Beckham's not the guy in L.A. Cooper Kupp is. Odell Beckham's the guy on the team that he helps out a lot. So I think that's why you look at a little difference in his 2 and 9 being a third wide receiver versus being a first-year number 1 stud.
All right, so Bray, here's the question that Ryan asked us in the beginning, and we've been dancing around it. As good as the AFC is, are the Rams still the best in the league?
No.
Okay.
The answer is no. They're still the man. They're still the returning champ. And anybody saying them, I get it, and you should. I have no argument against that. But they're not the best team in the league. Like Buffalo, what we saw, Buffalo, and they made themselves better in the offseason. Don't forget, the guy that helped the Rams get to the Super Bowl. Think about it. Von Miller had 6 sacks in the last 4 games of the season, 8 sacks in the last 7 games of the season, 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. Just think about that.
MVP, right?
Well, he should have been. But 2 sacks in the Super Bowl, you see what he was able to do. Really help out Aaron Donald. Really help get some of those double teams off Aaron Donald. He's now in Buffalo. So you look at that. And Buffalo has to be your number 1 team in the league. Still can't count the Chiefs out, although they have no Tyreek Hill. The AFC West as a whole to see what they do. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. But I think with Josh Allen and what that team has and what they went and did in the offseason too, the only interesting thing for the Buffalo Bills for me, Brian Daboll's gone. What does that do to Josh Allen and that offense not having Brian Daboll? Because he was the genius behind Josh Allen and that offense. So that would be like the only, hesitation.
There's something about Buffalo that just you root for Buffalo, right?
It's Buffalo.
I mean, you root for Buffalo.
How do you not?
4 falls in Buffalo. Saddest thing I've ever seen.
Whether it was the 4 straight losses in the Super Bowl, whether it's small town
Scott Norwood,
America, a fan base that's beaten up. You got 1 professional, 2 with the Sabres, I suppose, but.
1. You remember when Al May went to that game?
Yeah.
How many people were at that Buffalo Sabres game? It was like 12 people, and they were all Red Wings fans.
It's a city that lives and dies with their Bills, man. I'm rooting for them this year. I would love to see the Bills win the Super Bowl this year outside of the Detroit Lions. I'm not sure there's a team that I'll root for more than I will root for the Buffalo Bills this year. It is just their time. I thought last year they could have won the Super Bowl. They might have won the Super Bowl last year if it wasn't for the coin flip.
Here we go again with the coin. Here we go with this coin flip. We're just going to completely ignore yet again Buffalo's defense, who, by the way, was the number one defense in the NFL last year. So.
Gassed.
Hey, you know what? That's on the defensive coordinator to rotate his players.
I'm with you, man. Root for the Bills.
Braylon,
I love the Bills.
We're approaching the end of the summer when you've got high school kids and college kids getting ready for their respective football seasons.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. I know my nephew is getting ready for his football season.
Little Robbie Ermanni.
He is. I want you to tell us in hour number 2 of the program, not right now, but in hour number 2 of the program, how to be a future NFL star at wide receiver. You were going to teach us how to be a future NFL star at wide receiver. But first, you got lots of reaction to a tweet that you sent regarding Michigan State putting the Michigan score on their Peach Bowl rings.
Yes. I actually ran into a couple Michigan State fans at CJ Mahoney's on Saturday, and they were a little upset.
Your response to their response about the score on the rings coming up next. But first, a message from SMA.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance use disorder. Their new podcast, This Is F Word, helps spread awareness about fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsma.com if you have any questions, if you have any concerns. Everybody has somebody. Everybody knows somebody, or everybody themselves is struggling with something. So don't be afraid. Reach out. Thesportsma.com deals with mental health and addictions.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hour number 2 of the program. Thanks for being along with us. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards here on Woodward Sports Network. Tom Mazawey, Sam Flannel, Fletch doing a bang-up job in there.
He is.
Hey, he is.
Fletch, you are smooth, man. You know what? You are smooth.
Smooth as a barista.
He
doesn't
is.
say much. He's just on top of things.
Doesn't even realize the transition. And Sam Flannel.
That's the veteran guy now, man. That's the leader guy over there.
Who's better than you?
I mean, I think you guys are just as good, at least. And it's weird being the veteran. Not that long ago, I was the rookie coming in, and you guys really helped me transition, and you guys always made me feel comfortable. And I know you guys are doing the same for Fletch. And we have this whole new team now, and it's a great team. Let's keep it going.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Let's keep this conversation going. Before we move forward with, having some fun with the Michigan State-Michigan rivalry, our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Adrian Payne, shot and killed in Florida, dies at the age of 31, one of the great Michigan State basketball players of the 2000s, of the last 22 years. Shot and killed, awful. This was the Jay Billis tweet. So sad to hear that former Michigan State star Adrian Payne passed away at the age of 31. AP was an outstanding player for Tom Izzo and befriended Lacey Holsworth through her battle with cancer. Remember that, guys?
He held her up when they cut the nets down.
R.I.P. Adrian Payne. Just unmistakable
Magic
grief.
Johnson also reached out. It's
Draymond
horrible.
Green tweeted
it's
today.
It's horrible. Keith Appling is off that team in jail. Had a rough. Tom Izzo has got to be just beside himself right now with grief.
I ran into Adrian in the airport a couple years after the Michigan State run and after the Lacey deal. I want to say she had passed away by the time I ran into him. And he was a great guy. I had a conversation. We were talking, giving a little banter back and forth, Michigan State, Michigan. But you can just sense the genuineness. Like, I don't know him well, but in that one moment I had, not to mention watching him closely throughout the tournament that year with the Lacey story, tremendously sad for him, sad for his family, and also sad for the Michigan State basketball family as well. Tom Izzo.
That waste of life that shot him stayed on the scene, and we could put that up too there, Fletch. He stayed on the scene. He was apprehended by Miami police and taken to Dade County Jail. Just disgraceful.
So here was the write-up on that on May 9th at 1:30 a.m. So earlier this morning at 1:30, Orange County Sheriff's deputies responded to the 2500 block of Egret Shores Drive regarding a shooting. A male in his 30s who had been shot, later identified as Adrian Payne, taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The shooter, later identified as Lawrence Doherty, stayed at the scene and was transported to police headquarters where he was interviewed by homicide detectives. Doherty has been arrested on a warrant, first-degree murder, and transported to the Orange County Jail. Just, again, unmistakable grief for the family and friends of Adrian Payne. It is just unspeakable tragedy.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, my hearts go out to the family. I met him once. He was a really good kid. And I was not a kid. He's 31, but he's
still a kid.
It's genuine. I love meeting genuine people. He was very genuine at the airport. And so, like I said, hearts out to the family of he and Michigan State basketball.
And look, there is no easy transition at all to get from what's real life, what's real tragedy, and then getting back to sports talk. But that's what we do, and we're going to continue to do that.
No, there's a transition because that was a tragedy, and what Michigan State fans did on Twitter is a tragedy as well. Like, come on, let's get into it.
And we will get into it. We will absolutely get into it, Bray. You got some heat over the weekend, for lack of a better way to say it, regarding a little fun you were having on Twitter.
Yeah, basically, last week we talked about Michigan State. Michigan State got their Peach Bowl rings, and on their Peach Bowl rings, they put a design, and one of the designs on there is the Paul Bunyan axe, and then the axe is score, Michigan 33, or Michigan State 37, Michigan 33. Now, what I said about it, I said Michigan State has an inferiority complex because why would you put the score of a game that technically doesn't matter when you don't win the Big Ten championship or you don't make it to the playoffs? So technically that score doesn't matter. That means you're hung up on a team. And I wanted you to look past, like, just Michigan. I want you to focus on the national scene. People or Michigan State fans looked at, this Michigan guy, we own Michigan, and you guys this and da-da-da. Listen, I'm an analyst now. I don't play for the Michigan Wolverines. I don't play in the NFL right now. I literally break down what I see. If Michigan had done the same thing, beat you guys, and then not win the Big Ten and go play in the Peach Bowl and then put the score, I would have said the same thing about Michigan. You guys aren't listening to what I'm saying. I don't want you to have this it's a pattern. It's a pattern with you guys, and I don't want Mel Tucker to fall into that pattern. 1990, George Perlis, they beat Michigan. The following game, they lose to Illinois. In 1999, Michigan State, they beat Michigan. The next game, they lose to Purdue. That was Nick Saban. In 2014, Mike D'Antoni, same thing. Beats Michigan, loses to Ohio State. And now Mel Tucker beats Michigan in the biggest game in Michigan State history. Beats Michigan, a very good game. Congratulations on that. But then you turn around and lose to Purdue. And then you turn around and lose 50-67 to Ohio State, but nobody points that out. So all I said about that is, on the ring, come on, man. Like, don't do that. One, you shouldn't wear a Peach Bowl ring. It should be motivation that you didn't make it. It should be motivation that, you know what, we had a really good year, but then we blew it against Purdue. Then we didn't give all we had against Ohio State. So my comment was, stop focusing on Michigan so much. You know that saying, act like you've been there? You've been there. Mel Tucker beat Michigan his first year. Mel Tucker beat Michigan his second year. Hell, Jim Harbaugh can't seem to do anything with Mel Tucker's Michigan State. So I get that. But now that you've got that going, focus past Michigan. Focus on the national scene. And that's why I made the comment, what you should have put on that ring was 56-7, which was the score of the Ohio State game, for motivation. You got to motivate yourself. So it wasn't a shot at Michigan State, but they always take it like it's a shot. That Big Brother comment bothered them. I'm not talking about Big Brother. This is just you.
I mean, I'm just scrolling through
you
some of
read
these
them?
tweets
This is how you know you're telling the truth and you touch a nerve.
Seriously.
When you say something like this that's factual, and people say something like, well, that's why you got a DUI or that.
Right.
And I did get DUI. So what? But I'm talking about Michigan State's future in football. I'm not talking about that.
Oops, Braylon just dropped another pass. Oops, you sound mad. We love it, but seriously, why do you care? His feelings are hurt. Need reaction to this. Ho's mad.
Let me ask one question. Actually, let me ask a question.
Okay.
When you think Michigan State, first thing that pops in your mind, it's triple overtime game.
That's the first thing that pops into my mind.
I ain't never lost to Michigan State, so why would I be mad?
Right.
I'm having conversation because I actually know Mel Tucker. I like Mel Tucker, and I want Mel Tucker to succeed at Michigan State. So that's why I made the comment. I want you guys to succeed. I like Mel Tucker, and I think he's going down a pattern that already exists. Stop worrying about just Michigan.
You know, the silly thing about all this rivalry talk is how vicious it gets.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, I just read some of your tweets, and those were the easy ones.
Exactly.
Those were the easy ones. They get so vicious.
Yeah.
It's just a game. Yeah. It's just a sports opinion. Nobody has to die. Like, nobody's gonna go. I can't even paraphrase some of these tweets. And how people feel like, based on a sports opinion, why you think it gives you a license to just say or write down whatever it is you think you can say online. Like, when you put those words, I really wonder about this, because we talk for a living. We're out there. It is what it is. I wonder if there are employers out there who scrub people's social media feeds.
Yeah.
Because if you're an employer out there and you see what somebody is capable of writing to another human being, you ask him, why you so mad, bro? Why you just used the the F word, and I'm not talking about fentanyl. You just you just used the F word 3 times in 140 characters.
Right.
Why are you so mad?
Listen, first of all, I would never be mad at.
Who cares?
I would never be mad at Michigan State. They got me drafted 3rd overall. I will be in their debt for the rest of my life. Thank you. So I would never be upset. When you're talking sports talk, and even in a rivalry sense, you're talking sports talk, the conversation and the jokes and the banter that the back and forth is, it should just to be about the rivalry. It should be like, oh, that's why we own your ass the last 2 years. See, that's good. You guys do. So that's something good to say. Oh, like, that's banter. But when you start going off the field stuff, when you start talking about people's family, when you start taking it to that, for what? That sounds like you're mad.
It seriously goes to a whole nother level, which I really was unsure if I wanted to bring this up again today, but because of how vicious it got,
it's
feel
funny.
like
I love it, though.
Hey, it all started when Mike Hart had to open his mouth. That's when it really turned.
Right.
It used to be a little bit more friendly back in the day. Okay. Mike Hart opens his mouth.
I got to take a break. Let's continue on with this.
That's my pick.
Like, when is that when this rivalry went to a whole nother level? Because I feel like the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry to me is fun. The Michigan-Michigan State rivalry, I will tell you, is not fun anymore.
No, it's
just not.
It's dangerous.
I don't care about Michigan State at all. The Michigan-Michigan State rivalry to me is not fun. We'll continue on with that coming up in just a couple of minutes. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
And Hamtramck, of course, the inventor of the great football bowling game, is Chris Hutt. He'll be there in person for you to walk you through all the rules of this great game. Have some fun. 2 ways to play: $10 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation, 10 or 12 of your closest friends. Have your own lane. You can have it for 2 hours. Only run you $120. Get your drink on. They've got multiple full bars, over 100 beers to offer, and the Mystery Machine, the $2 Mystery Beer Machine. Get on it right now. Have your own food. Bring it in. Have it delivered. Get your fold on. Check them out for more information on foldingwarehouse.com.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Red Wings, proud partners of the Detroit Pistons, and exclusively served at Little Caesars Arena. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Cintron is your top choice. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
Planet Fitness, guess what? It is time to get your workout on. You see right now, outside, 72 degrees, nice and sunny. You know what? You see the short sleeves? That means the guns are coming out, man. Got to get in the gym. Your fitness is essential. And guess what? With Planet Fitness, you can sign up in person, $0 down. And if you want to be a big baller shot caller, get the $22.99 black card, which allows you access to over 2,000 locations worldwide.
Plus, you get to bring me with you.
Every time I go, I can bring you. Next time I can bring Ryan. I can bring Fletch. I can bring Sam. It is great. Also, they have the new location down in Midtown at the Detroit Performance Center. Planet Fitness. Your fitness is essential.
Look, I want to continue on with this in terms of the Michigan State rivalry because if you look at Braylon's Twitter over the weekend, and he sent a tweet out regarding the Michigan State Peach Bowl championship ring that has the score of the Michigan game on it. Fine, great. You know what? It's a sports opinion. Who cares?
Why didn't he have Rich Strike winning the Derby on it?
Exactly. Probably should have done that. And he does have a tweet about Rich Strike on there. But I wanted to go with this. I wanted to talk about this rivalry because at some point, and Maz, maybe you have really hit the nail on the head in 2007 with really Mike Hart stoking this flame.
Oh, he opened his mouth.
This rivalry isn't fun to me anymore. The Michigan State rivalry is not fun anymore. It's way too serious. It's way too ugly.
On it, man.
It's not about sports anymore. It's not anything to do with good old ribbing, fun, nothing.
It's hatred.
Go read Braylon's Twitter about a sports comment about a football team and tell me that's fun. And again, I understand. We're in this job. We get it. We're going to get a bunch of hate. I get it. I'm not soft. Okay? It does affect you to a certain point, but it doesn't have to be like that. Yeah. It is vicious, and I'm curious. Like, if your boss saw what you write to other people, would they be okay with that?
First of all, these guys and girls, because girls are vicious too on there. But these guys and girls that are commenting like that on Twitter, they don't have those type of jobs.
I don't know if they do.
I can tell you for a fact they don't.
Yeah,
they don't. So that's why they do that. This rivalry took a turn for the worse. Maz said it when Mike Hart made the comments. Now I don't have a problem. So Mike lived with me the summer of his freshman year and my senior year. He lived with me, so we became really good friends. And we pretty much were we were inseparable that whole season.
Yeah.
Like wherever we went to eat, hung out, whatever, right? When he made the comment, I didn't have a problem because he's 4-0 against Michigan State. And the way with the comment, his freshman year, the triple overtime game happened. His senior year, the overtime game happens with his hamstring. So, and to his defense, that's what happened. Now, on a bigger scale, you look at up until that when Mike Hart made that comment, if you look back at Michigan State, we were destroying Michigan State every year. They will win 1 out of every 7 games. Like 1 out of 7 games, 1 out of every 7 years. Like they have been inferior forever. First round draft picks, number 1 overall draft picks, Pro Bowlers. The list goes on. National champion, Big Ten championships. So he was right to make that confidence. Here's the thing: when someone says something though, if it ain't true, you don't get mad. Somebody called me fat today, I'd be like, all right, that's funny. If somebody makes a comment that's not funny, it doesn't sting. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cause for a reaction, correct? The reason why they reacted so tough when they said, look, it's like your little brother, it's because that's how they've always felt. That's how they always are. But when Mike incited that connection with Antonio, the fan base, and the team, he gave Michigan State something to rally around, and boy, did they ever rally around it. And they started whooping our butts. So you got to give them credit for that. But they never will let that down, and it's gotten uglier and uglier and uglier since the comment.
Guys, I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you want to get in on this, at what point did the Michigan State rivalry become life and death? I mean, not quite literally, but it gets very vicious. And to me, it's not any fun. And I will ask you guys quite plainly, do you guys have fun with the Michigan State rivalry? Do you have fun? I have way more fun and way more of a respect for Ohio State fans and Ohio State right now. That, to me, is a fun rivalry. This Michigan State thing is ugly. I hate it. I don't want anything to do with it. It's just really not appealing to me anymore.
Not to mention we can't beat them.
Yeah. Well, we can't.
I'm joking. It's a joke.
I mean, as a Michigan fan, I honestly can say that I hate Michigan State right now way more than Ohio State. But I think that has a lot to do with the fact that Michigan State has beaten Michigan 9 out of 13 times since Mike Hart made that comment. And as a Michigan fan, I expect Michigan to beat Michigan State in football 7 out of 10 times or so.
Yeah, to me, again, you like to win the individual game, but now, I mean, you always play for championships, right? I mean,
and what you just said is exactly what I was trying to convey when I made the comment about putting the score on the ring. Y'all done win the championship. You're focusing on this interstate rivalry, and you're not focused on the bigger picture. Listen, I'll make it even more simple. Ohio State focuses on Michigan, too. Oh, they have a hard-on for Michigan, too. They won't even say words that have the letter M in them. They say that school up north. Like, they have one, too. But they also focus on the bigger picture. But they're also winning national championships and focus on the national champions. So you can do both. And Ohio State does it well.
And they're also putting tons of guys in the NFL.
Exactly.
The phone number is 313-552-6322. 313-552-6322. Maz, I think you really hit the nail on the head.
I think so. I say it because I believe it. I mean, it bothers me still to this day as a Michigan guy that he had to open up his mouth and say something like that. But if he didn't say that, would it have changed the way it did? Who can answer that question?
The answer is no.
I don't know.
The answer is it's a tricky one because Michigan was still going through that was still about to go through that period from transition through Lloyd to Rich Rod to Brady Hope. So they were still about to go through that transitional period. So you can say that it still might have happened. But with that being said, like, we gave them fire. It's one thing to give somebody some, what do they call it? They call them locker room material. It's one thing to give somebody a locker room material for one season.
That's lifetime.
And you give somebody locker room material, let's say the 2022, that's because it's 2022. You give them a little press clipping 2022. You use that for motivation 2022. But next year, it's on to something else. You're looking for something else. They got lifetime, as Maz just said, motivation off that tweet.
If you think about all the hate that I took, and I'll never forget it, when I said, when it's all said and done, it's my belief that Aiden Hutchinson will get more Heisman votes than Kenneth Walker III. I said that a week or 2 weeks before the game.
More than that, you did,
And you know what actually happened?
Yeah.
Aiden
Hutchinson got more Heisman votes than Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker wasn't even there.
Now, you may disagree with that.
Right.
You may have thought that was a total sham.
Yeah.
But it was actually a fact.
How many people, after that happened, after Aiden Hutchinson went to New York and KW9 didn't go, how many people tweeted you and said, oh, you know what, my bad, you were right? None.
I didn't get any apology texts for just complete and utter. I don't even want to go back and look at my Twitter or my emails after that. You would have thought I said I killed somebody.
Another thing that Michigan State can't.
And that was a fact. A provable fact that turned out. Like, can you imagine if it's just an opinion that you can't really prove, but just an opinion? Mine actually turned out to be factual.
Part of the problem with Michigan State, and looking at it, that is when they see it's a person from Michigan making a comment. Like, I'm a former football player. I played at Michigan, but I'm now an analyst. Like, I'm not coming at you from, oh, I hate Michigan State, so this take is because I don't like Michigan State. I guarantee you, if we were two guys up here and we had, like, no affiliation with Michigan, it would be different. Like, when they listen to Joel Klatt, if Joel Klatt said something, because Joel Klatt was high on Michigan during the Michigan State game, and look.
They hate Joel Klatt.
But that's because he loves Michigan, because he loves hardball. But I'm saying, like, if it's a national thing and a national person, they don't look at it that way. But because we're sitting up here with these two block M's on our head, they hate it.
Phone lines open next. Tim first up in our next segment. If you want to get in, 313-552-6322. 313-552-6322. Tim, I'll get to you first up next segment. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. Got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford also has over 350 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years, some with less than 500 miles on them. For more, visit LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new road.
Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network, this is The Bottom Line.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio. 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there's nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That is 844-GO-TO, the number, ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Monday, May 9th, Woodward Sports Network. Matt is just telling a story about how when he was talking about the blocked punt.
Remember, you guys couldn't come up with the guy's name, and I said Jalen, and I just blurted out Jalen Reeves Maben, and he's a Lion. Obviously, we know that. I meant Jalen Watts Jackson.
Watts Jackson.
You know, and I got clowned all weekend for that.
Was it the invention of social media where you have like real time commenting and people can see, or maybe even MySpace, but where people can see you make a mistake? When did it get to the point where people just became so professional and so perfect? Where it was like you spell a word wrong, they attack you. You make a mistake and get your words tangled up. Like I heard earlier, you said Aiden Hutchinson, but that's because you were thinking about Adrian Brody, because we had just talked about that, and also Adrian Payne had just passed away.
Did I say Adrian Hutchinson?
You said Adrian Hutchinson, but people would jump on like, he doesn't even know his name. It's Aiden Hutchinson. Like really, sit down somewhere. You're watching our show. Shut up.
Tim, you're first up here. Thanks for holding through the break. How you doing, Tim? Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, how you doing, Ryan?
Good, buddy.
What's up, brother?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for having me, man.
What do you got?
I have to put what happened to Braylon on Twitter aside. Like, of course, that's wrong, right? But as far as a Michigan State fan, or why Michigan, you say you don't see the Michigan State rivalry as fun anymore. I'm gonna say that's because y'all not used to seeing Michigan State as their equal. You know what I'm saying? You done came to the conclusion, or they got comfortable with Ohio State being better. So yeah, that's a little more fun. While Michigan State done ripped off a couple wins lately here, that's not so fun.
No, and Tim, and you're absolutely right. Michigan has been losing in the rivalry in the past, I would say, 15 years. You guys have owned the rivalry. I don't have a problem with that. The problem with Ryan is saying is the back and forth and the fun and the conversation. Losing isn't the bad part of a rivalry. Losing happens in a rivalry. It's okay to lose in a rivalry. A rivalry means that a person that is on your level that you go back and forth against, usually in state, right? So I don't have losing is the problem. Yeah. The problem is the conversation. Like it's just so nasty now. Like the comments, it gets way beyond just talking a little.
But that say a lot about the fan base, don't it? That you even find, at the end of the day, which is just ribbing. I mean, aside from the personal attacks, talking about, of course, if it's just ribbing about sports and you taking it personal, that's say a lot about the fan base, But that's a Michigan fan for you.
No, it's not a Michigan fan because we don't mind. I don't mind the conversation. I don't mind talking about us getting our butt whooped. I said going into the Michigan State last year, the game that Michigan State at that point I thought was a better team. That's not the problem. The problem is the other stuff that comes from it. I don't mind. I don't care about it, to be honest. You can talk all the stuff you want, but when you get past the regular conversation, when you get to the threats or when you get to stuff that doesn't matter, or family and kids and all that, it's like, first of all, why do y'all care and y'all winning?
Yeah. Hey, Tim, thanks, man. I appreciate the call. Thanks for joining us.
Cool.
Appreciate you, Tim.
And Tim puts a unique spin on it too, because are Michigan fans the only one not having fun with this? I mean, I can't imagine Michigan State fans. I mean,
Michigan State fans are having fun with this.
Are they?
Hell yeah.
You think that
they're the boss now?
But wait a minute.
They're the boss.
Right. Excuse me. You think it's fun to say F you and your family?
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah.
You're having fun with a rivalry when you say F you, you mother effer.
Ryan,
that's fun.
Ryan, for some 20-year-old, we're 42 grown-ass men. We don't operate like that. But for some 20-year-old, yes, they legitimately have been inferior until Mike Hart made that comment. They were inferior for 80, 90 years, and now all of a sudden they own us. They own the state and the rivalry. They're definitely having fun.
What the hell does a 20-year-old even care that much for about Braylon Edwards?
I don't think they're 20-year-olds. I think these are us.
I do too.
I think these are us.
I think these 60-year-olds are saying
absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
they're still mad at me for 04.
I don't get it. Well, what the hell's their problem with me? I didn't do nothing.
You're sitting there next to me. Guilt by association.
How about me? I'm referred to as a what? Because I didn't go to
Walmart Wolverine.
But these guys aren't even as old as me. I've been rooting for them since I was 8 years old.
Nobody's as old
as you're paying tuition at Michigan State.
Yes, and I'm paying Michigan State tuition.
My
My dad's paying tuition at Michigan State.
Hey, Spencer's here. Come here, Spencer.
Come here, Spencer. Come on.
Michigan State
lean
fans
down here.
All right, so
you got to lean down even further.
Or man's got to get out.
Yes.
There you go.
Michigan State fans and there's bad fans on both sides.
Oh,
it's not
100%.
These people get worked up. I think it definitely plays into the social media factor where you're saying this, behind a screen. You don't got to look these dudes in their faces. And like I said in the chat, real fans that really understand sports, that really understand the rivalry, they'll never take it that far. They'll never go to that extreme. I have family. I have two sisters. I have two brothers and a sister.
What do you have, man?
2 brothers and a sister graduated from Michigan. Countless cousins graduated from Michigan. Countless cousins graduated from Michigan State. I myself graduated from Michigan State. We never get to that point to where we're barking at each other, we're yelling at each other. It's always light ribbing. The only time it gets real bad is during game week, and that's expected. But it's never these people on Twitter threatening families, threatening lives. That is just a ridiculous, insignificant part of the fan base that shouldn't even be mentioned, and it's tough.
And you know what? I'm gonna have to give Spencer some credit on that one because he's absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? You can't generalize the category, and when you do it, you can't just be like, the Michigan State fans and blah blah. So he's absolutely correct about that. I gotta take that back. And the funniest thing about it is, all the fans that are doing all the extra stuff, they're the ones that didn't even go to Michigan State.
Listen, the ones that
they're the ones that didn't even go to Michigan State.
The ones online spewing the crap.
Yeah.
They're not real fans.
Yeah.
The ones that are quiet like us, you don't hear from us.
Yeah.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil. That's the way it goes in this world.
Because we're talking about it.
I will say I don't subscribe to the Walmart Wolverine or the Sam's Club Spartan or whatever.
Sam's Club.
I don't like that because when did you start being a football fan or a basketball fan? You started before the age of 18, right? I mean,
but that's what the joke is.
It's only at 18 that you can go to school. So I never have subscribed to the fact that you have to go to the school to be a huge fan of that particular program. Yeah. Like at Tom Mazawey. I got great grades in high school. Had a couple of bucks in my pocket and was able to go to the University of Michigan. Not everybody has that opportunity. Yeah. So I don't think if I didn't have those things that I'm better than the next Michigan fan because he might not have done as good in high school or his parents might not have been able to send him to the University of Michigan. I don't see myself like that as oh, I'm a bigger fan than you because I went to school there. I actually don't like that.
I always thought the Walmart thing was different. I thought, by definition of the Walmart fan, I thought it wasn't necessarily about, just starting to be a fan or you pick and choose when. I thought it was more so about you wait to see how it plays out, then you become a fan. Because the Walmart thing, in my perspective, is when the season's going along and there's no talk. You're not wearing the Michigan State shirts. You don't have the Michigan State flag on your car or the bumper sticker. You don't have all that going. You're quiet. You're mindful. Okay, we beat Indiana. Okay, that was all right. Yeah. Okay, next week, all right. We beat Illinois. And then all of a sudden you get to Game 7, 8, beat Michigan. Then all the T-shirts, all the flags, and all the stuff starts to come out. That's what I think is a Walmart fan, where you wait to see, as opposed to being like that from summer all the way through the season.
And Spencer, maybe everybody's got their own definition. To me, a Walmart Wolverine or a Sam's Club Spartan fan is somebody that didn't go to either school. You just chose that school. I don't like either of those terms. I think you grow up, you're a sports fan of the team that you grew up rooting for, and that's how that works out.
That's definitely what's insinuated is the Walmart Wolverine, the Sam's Club Spartan is somebody that hasn't gone there. But my dad didn't go to Michigan. He's been a Michigan fan his whole life.
Yeah,
he graduated high school. He went to the Army. He went to war, and he sent 2 doctors through Michigan. He sent a master's. My sister's a master's through Michigan. He sent me through Spartans. He can root for anybody he cares. He gave him enough money. He can root for anybody he wants.
Absolutely.
I love that. Shout out for Mr. Raxton.
I've seen it, front hand, how both fan bases can have this aggression. Because I was in Michigan for the Trouble with the Snap game. I was sitting in the Michigan student section. I was there. I got the tickets off of my cousin. I felt the heartbreak. I was cheering. We were going crazy. And you see the snide comments. You hear the people talking crap. You see this and that from other people. And I've seen it on the other side. I've seen when Michigan fans come into East Lansing and these random, drunk frat boys walking down the street. They're going to talk crap. They're going to say something. They're going to do something. But that is not a true fandom. That is not a true sports fan. That is just a drunk a-hole trying to show he's the man to somebody else.
But those are also in moments like right when that's right in a loss. Those are right in moments where that your team loses or to have it. I was mad with Trouble at the Snap. I was at that game, so that's like right in that moment. But a lot of these comments, there's no moment like that right now. You guys legitimately won the last 2 games in a row. To Ryan's credit, why do you need to be that mad? And you've won 2 games in a row. It'd be different if I was sitting here trying to compile on top of already beating you last year, and then I can see some back and forth. But y'all won last year.
Spence, thanks so much. Lions Rumble 81. Stick through
Check
the break.
Check out the heavyweights, man.
I'll take you. Heavyweights, Woodward heavyweights, Spencer Raxter, and easy. Lions Rumble, I'll get to you first up. Next segment, got to take a short pause, and then we'll move on. We'll put a bow on this topic and get back to some NFL and NBA going tonight as well. An MVP in the NBA has been announced. Voted and announced. We'll get to that as well. But want to fill you in on a message from Lady Jane's. As you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham, Michigan. Definitely awesome to get off the air and get myself looking great by one of their talented stylists. Highly recommend to you Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you. There's over 100 locations nationwide, many of them in the Metro Detroit area. Walk in, let them treat you like a king. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
The official sticker partner of Woodward Sports. When it comes to stickers and signage, think Sticker Genius. We support this local Detroit business, and we are excited to show you our latest project, the Planet Fitness Studio from Sticker Genius. If you need custom stickers, wall graphics, window graphics, and plenty more, reach out to our friends at Sticker Genius. We at Woodward Sports couldn't be any happier with the service they provided us. They were quick, easy to deal with, and super professional. Head to stickergenius.com today. OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for your game day bets. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, download OddsTrader from the App Store today. For the best price on every game and sign-up offers from multiple sports books, visit oddstrader.com. Player statistics and key game stats are available at oddstrader.com. Use BetTracker to keep records of all your games and betting activity at oddstrader.com.
Woodward Sports Network, thanks for being along with us. Talking a little Michigan State rivalry. At what point did it go so south? I'm not having any fun with it. Braylon, I don't think you're having any fun with it.
I don't mind. I mean, like, I'm a player, so I'm always have fun with it. Like, so I'm, a former player, so I'm always have fun with it. But it is a little extra transgression for no reason sometimes.
Yeah, I just think it's so vicious.
I was at last year's game. I went there to. My wife wanted to tailgate with a bunch of friends, Lily's friends' families. Lily's at the game. I give my kid credit, man. I brought my kids up. I got 3 daughters. I brought them up as much as I could, like they were sons. I tried to sit them down. They all watch the sports with me. They know the Derby. They know I've taken them places. I've taken them everywhere. Yeah. Lily goes to every single game. Her friends, they go there. They don't really give a damn about getting in there. Lily can't understand why won't they go to a game, Dad? Don't they know? Don't they understand what it is to go to? So I'm sitting across from my kid last year, and I'm in Spartan Stadium, and I'm a Michigan guy. All right? I'm still a Michigan guy, even though I'm paying Michigan State. But I'm there, and you know what? I found myself almost rooting for Michigan State last year. I didn't feel bad that Michigan lost that game. That's how good a game it was. And the people that I was there with, the enemies that we would call them, they were great. I sat with them. We had the best time. And I wound up meeting the guy that threw the bottle at the Balance at the Palace there. Charlie,
oh, my gosh.
Charlie, whatever the heck his last name was. Anyway.
What is John Green?
No, there was this Charlie guy that was there that got thrown out. He came out on the floor. That's a whole.
Yeah, I know you're talking
That's a whole new thing. But my
he got
point,
hit by Jermaine O'Neal?
My point is, we're all good people, man. It's a football game, man. That's all it is. It's a football game.
Let me go to the phones, bring in Lions Rumble 81. Lions Rumble 81, you're on Woodward Sports Network. How you doing, bud?
What's up, fellas? Happy Monday, man.
Happy Monday to you.
Hey, I have nothing wrong with it, but when they cross the lines, as far as the friendly competition, we're all competitive. We're all men. When you get out there, it's a battlefield. I have no issue with the crap talking leading up to the game. It improves ratings. It makes me want to tune in and watch it. And I don't care who wins or loses. At the end of the day, I'm just happy that the state is getting put in the most highest prestigious field of view for not only us consumers, but just everybody on the main stage. I have no issues with it. And Braylon, I always thought you were one of my favorite Wolverines, man. So
I really appreciate that.
I can never take away from your. I can never take away from that prestigious, just program. But then Michigan State, I mean, they kick our butt in basketball every year. So I mean, looking at it, I have no issues with it. But I do draw the line when it starts to get personal like that. But I think it makes for a solid competition.
Amen. Lions Rumble 81, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you very much.
I appreciate those kind words. Although Michigan did beat Michigan State last time they played, you're absolutely right about the basketball overall.
Well, we're a basketball school.
No, but you know what he said, he's right, and that's why that's why I was critical of the comment with the rings and putting the Michigan score and kind of like being stuck on Michigan as opposed
a slap
to the net. It's not
it's a slap. It's Mel Tucker busting balls.
But that's not busting balls because to me that's idiotic. Like busting balls is you can do something else. Like maybe they paint a mural in the weight room or talk about how they whooped us or like busting balls. It's like something like that. But that actually hurt them by putting it on the ring. I think because first of all,
they don't think so.
Well, this is a symbol of. It's not a failure because you guys were 11-3, so it's not a failing season by any means. It's a really good season, but it's a season in which you came up short. It's a season that you were right there. You controlled your destiny and you lost that game. So that's why I said it. But I get what Rumble says, and I agree. That's why I made that comment. I want Michigan State to be as good as they can be, so that can make Michigan as good as they can be. Like we can have this rivalry, keyword rivalry, play out at a high level. Don't you want to see a game like last year, minus the outcome, every year with Michigan and Michigan State. That was damn good football. But I want Michigan State to focus on the Ohio States as well, because everybody makes it about Michigan not being able to beat Ohio State over the last 20 years. Guess what? Michigan State has one win against Ohio State in the last 20 years as well. So when they start focusing on Ohio State and other teams, it's going to make Michigan and rivalry even that much better.
Everybody watching on YouTube, if you'd be kind enough to smash that like button for us, we'll try to get over 150 likes by the end of this segment. We'd certainly appreciate that. Coming up on 25,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, Woodward Sports Network. Thank you so much if you are already subscribing, and be sure to tell a friend about us, Woodward Sports Network. I do want to talk a little NBA. 2 more playoff games tonight. One guy who's not currently in the playoffs got bounced in round 1, Nikola Jokic, back-to-back MVP awards. He won the MVP. It will be announced shortly.
All right.
For all the talk that the big men don't matter in the NBA anymore, look at Jokic and Embiid, the 2 guys that were the favorites for the MVP award. Right. And many people believe Embiid should have won it. Jokic wins it.
People who don't even talk about Giannis, which cracks me up.
Exactly.
Without him, the Bucks aren't even nothing. They're nothing.
Well,
they're still
you can
good.
say that about a lot of these guys.
They still have a good team. The thing that's so interesting, and I asked this question, you look at Nikola Jokic back-to-back MVPs, you look at Giannis before that was back-to-back MVPs. So currently, the NBA has not seen an American MVP for 5 years.
Steph?
For 5 years.
Is that the last one? LeBron?
No, it's James Harden.
Oh.
James Harden 2018, right? It's 5 years.
That ain't happening again.
When's the next time there'll be an American MVP? If you think about it, you got Giannis, who's still young. You got Embiid, who's now consistent. Embiid played a whole year this year, and you can make the argument, in fact, I think Embiid should have won. But I'm not mad at Jokic winning either. Embiid's now playing full season. He's the most skilled offensive weapon in the NBA, maybe next to Kevin Durant. You got Luka Doncic. Like, Doncic is next in line to win an MVP. And he's young. Giannis is still young. Embiid is not that old. When's the next time there'll be an American MVP? Because Steph, he's not going to win another one because he's not going to play a full season. KD's never going to play a full season. Devin Booker, who had a really good year this year for the Suns, who's, by the way, best player on the best team. That's what the MVP used to be. They don't like Devin Booker, so he's not going to win. And then DeMar DeRozan, they don't really have that much love for DeMar DeRozan in Chicago. So I can't see an American MVP for a very long time.
Cade Cunningham.
No.
Perhaps. I almost
got to get to the playoffs to be MVP.
I almost think, and I do think of the NBA as a world game, right?
It really is a world game. They own it. Giannis won a championship last year, so he's the reigning MVP. Championship finals MVP and winner. Where's he from? And now the current back-to-back MVP is Nikola Jokic. They own basketball right now.
If you're Jokic, do you stay in Denver? We blast these super teams all the time, right? But if you saw what happened with Jokic against the Golden State Warriors, he had no shot. There was no shot. It was him against everybody else. And no spot-up shooters. Nobody could knock down a 3. Now, I know Jamal Murray was out, but this is why you have super teams, because you got guys like Jokic winning the MVP award, can't get out of the first round.
Right.
And I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to go. Maybe Damian Lillard. Well, you know what I mean? You got to team up with somebody. Just can't be Jokic and that's it. Just can't be Lillard and that's it.
How about Kyrie one of these years?
One thing you'll notice about foreign players are very loyal to the first organization they play with. Giannis with Milwaukee. You see how much he talked about he doesn't want to join anybody. He doesn't want any super team. He says he wants to do it in Milwaukee. Because you think about when these guys come over here, the franchise is like their first family. It's their only family they know in the States. They take care of them. Look at Jokic isn't going anywhere. Luka Doncic, he's not going anywhere. Look at Manu Ginobili and then Tony Parker. For the most part, they stayed in San Antonio. Foreign players are very loyal to the teams that they start with. So don't imagine him going anywhere trying to sign up for a super team.
And Milwaukee, though, was able to build up a really nice team around Giannis. I mean, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton was there. Brooke Lopez, really good player.
But Giannis told you he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Giannis always said
true.
that.
That's
he
why
said,
those guys went there.
Exactly. Him and Chris Middleton used to butt heads.
Hell, George Hill. I mean, that's a really good defensive point guard that doesn't turn the ball over. A perfect point guard for a championship-winning Bucks team last year.
Very true.
By the way, Yankees are winning that Little League game 1-0. a combined one hitter.
Wow.
With 2 outs in the ninth.
Wow.
Right now at Little Yankee Stadium.
Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible
Are they playing the
pitching.
Tigers?
No, they're playing the Rangers. Who can hit the ball?
Incredible stuff there.
How about that?
Wow.
Take that, Little League.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. Come right back. Maz's videos of the day. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Great, especially if you buy and get into the Chili Peppers Club. The Chili Peppers Club will beat all competitors by at least $5. You'll get the best deals, plus they'll beat all competitors by $5. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest hands. 26 locations, more on the way. One right down the street here on Woodward. ChiliPeppersTanning.com, your vitamin D headquarters.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Hey everybody, it's Maz for Big Boy. You got to get to your local Big Boy. It's Strawberry Fest, and it is back at Big Boy. They brought back some of the classic breakfast items. If you love breakfast, you're going to love the strawberry French toast, the hot cakes, and waffles. If you're not feeling breakfast, don't worry about it. Try the new strawberry bacon chicken wrap, the chicken nacho. How about the wrap, the strawberry salad, the perfect recipe for springtime. Don't forget to grab some dessert. How about this strawberry pie? A piece of that for $1.99 with a purchase of $7.99 or more at your local Big Boy.
Guys, just quickly, 2 NBA games on the docket tonight, 2 last night as well. Situation with in Dallas with a Mavs fan. Looked like a kid.
It did.
Putting his hands on Chris Paul's mom.
On Mother's Day, nonetheless.
It's really hard to see the interaction, but you can see the aftermath. We've got video of that. We'll pull it out momentarily. But
roll it, Fletch.
We've kind of talked about this for a while now. People feeling like they have a license to do whatever they want at these games.
Yeah, what you're saying is, we've talked about it a bunch, and it's perfect how it happened. You see the kids with his mom. Mom put him in a situation of privilege, and what I mean by that, not white privilege. I mean privilege that they have money. Those seats are not expensive. I mean, those seats are not cheap. Those seats are not cheap, so there's a privileged seat. You're a good kid. Like, I'd be appreciative to my mom. But what we talk about with ththese people in these arenas nowadays is the people raising them aren't doing a good job. He was with his mom and putting hands on Chris Paul's mom, putting hands on pushing Chris Paul's daughter. Like, how do you allow that to be okay? Like, how does a kid walk out of the house and think he can do that? A lot of these things that you're seeing being done at these arenas, my mom would have whooped my ass. Like, if that thought would even come across my mind, these parents, like these kids' parents, got to step it up. It is unprecedented that you touch somebody's parents.
Yeah, look, the aftermath was clear. I wish there was better video of what had happened, because you really don't see what happened, but again, you see the aftermath of it. And Chris Paul says he put his, what did he say? Put his hands on?
He said he put his hands on her. He put his hands on her, talking about his wife and his daughter. And then you see, as they're walking away, you see there's one of the people that was with the other guy following Chris Paul's wife. Jada is her name, I believe. So it's like unnecessary. Like, why do we gotta have a video presentation before every season in every major sport telling fans how they should act and how they should behave? There's no need for that.
Basketball is the toughest sport when it comes to that, because you're on top of the action, man. But it's the best sport to actually go watch in person. There's nothing like it, really.
It's so intimate.
Yeah.
Time of the day, we like to play Maz's videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's videos of the day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, I'm going to give you a couple here from Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Did you happen to see these lovebirds at the Phillies game yesterday?
This is great.
This was not a good day for the young man. There they are.
Oh, this poor guy.
Little argument. She's like, really?
She ain't about to slap him, though.
I think she's wasted.
You think she is?
Yeah,
I know
think
that
she's wasted.
I know that face though. See, he did something wrong. Like,
He's begging her.
And when you make,
Honey.
like, when you see a woman make this face, she's like, like you've done something she ain't trying to hear nothing
knows.
about. Yeah, it's a wrap.
He might have dated one of her friends. That's what it looks like.
Might have
to
dated
me.
one of her
It looks
friends.
like
That's great.
keep it in Philadelphia. How
Maybe
about
she is the side chick.
Hey, remember, you know Devontae Smith, former
do.
#1 pick, Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, Eagles.
He's at a basketball game yesterday, and look what they put up in Philadelphia. You think you got one job to do? Look,
They spelled his
look
name
what they.
wrong.
No, it's worse than that.
AJ Brown.
Oh, you don't have it?
Did they put up AJ Brown?
No, they put it up. It says former
Oh,
Philadelphia
yeah.
Eagle
Devontae Smith.
So he tweets out, "I guess I lost my job over the weekend," and then he had his hands up. Former Philadelphia Eagle at a Sixers game.
That's tough.
And he just was a member of the Eagles last year.
He just
One
got
year.
drafted.
He just got there.
Speaking of the Eagles, man, like, and I know I said earlier there's only one game I wanted to watch, and that was going to be that Tennessee and Buffalo game. But Eagles are a very interesting team this year. They're very interesting, man. You never know what Jalen Hurts is going to do.
You're not kidding.
They draft Jordan Davis. They put Jordan Davis right next to Fletcher Cox. That is a mean interior. Not to mention you go and spend $200 million on A.J. Brown or 100, whatever it was. So they got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. You got a good defense with George Smith. They might be an intriguing team, and they still have 2 first-round picks next year.
Looking good. That's right. They traded back and to get something this year.
3,
Who knows?
actually.
They might go after if Jalen Hurts isn't what they want. They might get their quarterback in next year's draft.
Side note, and this is a tease for tomorrow or maybe another day. Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, neither one of them are going #1 overall.
Stingray Steve said that
Neither
long
one of them
time
going
ago.
number. Like, what are we talking
There
about?
are a good bunch.
What did you say about Kyler Murray all year? What did you
He's
say?
too short.
He's what? Short.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, all those guys. Bryce Love, same height as them. C.J. Stroud. What do we always talk about with Ohio State quarterback?
They don't play good in the NFL.
Those two, neither one of them go #1.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all. There's that kid from Boston College. Nobody's saying his name yet.
Yeah, I know.
The transfer. We don't even know his
There's
name
a bunch
yet.
of guys. How about the
There's a
kid
bunch
from
of guys.
Purdue? Who's that kid from Purdue that put up about 6
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, I got something for you tomorrow. Did I just get cut off?
No, sorry.
Oh, you must lower.
Yeah. Sorry.
Tomorrow I got the top 10. Someone put out the top 10
saw that.
quarterbacks in the Big Ten. We'll go over them and see if you agree or disagree.
There was an early season
#2, J.J.
There was an
McCarthy.
early season top 25 as well. CBS put out their top 25 way too early preseason post spring practice.
I saw a funny one yesterday.
Top 25 in college football.
I saw a funny one yesterday too. You know how they do that start one, bench one, cut one?
Oh, yeah.
They had
Oh, God.
they had Wilton Spate for Michigan quarterbacks. It was Wilton Spate, then it was Jake Rudock, and it was Cade McNamara, and it said start
my.
one, bench one, cut one. And like on posts like that, I go for the comments.
Oh my
I
God.
went to the
Well,
comments.
Spite had to be cut,
I
right?
went to the comments.
Wilton
Somebody said cut them all. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. Hey, quickly I want to mention hockey. The Islanders have fired Barry Trotz.
Yes, the Godfather.
It's a really, really good coach. I would say he's near the end of his road. I mean, does he want to coach
I don't
anymore?
know. He is what they call a retread, but he
looks
is
like
a hell
He looks
of
like
a
that
retread.
actor, that
He's
old
the
actor.
Godfather, man. He is the
But
man.
again, is this the type of coach? Is he the type of guy that would want to take over a team like this in a rebuild, or is he the kind of coach that wants to take a team and take the next step to a Stanley Cup?
Well, I talked to Darren McCarty today because, of course, I sent this to him the minute the Islanders had this happen. And D-Mac's like, look, if you don't think Stevie Y and Nick Lidstrom and Chris Draper and Maltby and all these guys in the front office already had an idea of where they were going, you're kidding yourself. And today, by the way, happy birthday to the captain, Steve Yzerman.
There you go.
It is his birthday. But Barry Trotz will make a great coach for somebody. I don't think he'll be here. I would not mind it, though.
No doubt.
Speaking of the NHL, how about this young kid? He wants to be a goalie. Look how bad he wants to be a goalie.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. He's got it. He's got it. But see, this is how it starts, though.
Yep.
And we were going to talk about that with the wide receivers.
We're going to bring it up tomorrow.
That's how it starts, though, man. Put them in there early, teach them like the rhythm, the mechanical skills. Man, it's all muscle memory.
How old is this kid? I'd love to know how old this kid is.
He can't be more than 8.
8.
7, maybe?
Like, I think about my 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Lukey.
He wouldn't even know what those blockers are. He would try to pick him up and try to whack you over the head with them.
He'd be like, get this off of me. Get this off of me.
Right.
Hey, I got one more for you. I got to leave you on I guess it's kind of a funny note, unless you were in this fight. I don't know what this Frank's Chicken is or where it's at, but check this brawl out. This poor guy did not like his dinner.
Oh, bloody hell, boys. Bloody hell. I can't move, mate.
Look at that, man.
You hear me, man?
What'd you say?
I said, I don't see any black people say you can't call it Frank's Chicken. That's false advertising. That's why they're fighting. It's false advertising.
There you go. There you go.
Frank's Chicken. There's a bunch of different ones.
There's no franchise?
There's no franchise.
That was like it was a Hamtramck. It was by the bowling. It was by the folding warehouse.
That's where it is?
This? Oh, man. Savage.
Anyway, I leave you with that, guys. Good show today. Fun.
Guys, good show today. Tomorrow, guys, I want to get into as well this ESPN.com article, why the debate for skipping your NFL draft eligible year is kind of growing louder and louder. Like Will Anderson Jr., perfect example. He's not a senior, but many people suggesting that Will Anderson Jr. skip this year, take the year off, don't play at Alabama, forget about NIL.
Wouldn't that have been better for Thibodeau?
Just get yourself ready for the draft. I mean, he would.
Think about
Will
it.
Anderson probably would have been the #1 pick this year as a sophomore.
So I mean, that's essentially what Nick Bosa did.
Yeah.
Although it was an injury, but that's essentially what happened.
It was an injury, and it was before it was popular to do.
True, but he played 2 games and he played the rest of the season.
Hey, the NFL also came out with a top 10 list since 2000 of the top 10 first overall draft picks. You're going to be very surprised about some of these names.
Tell a friend about Woodward Sports Network. Hopefully you like what you hear. Thanks, everybody. Braylon, Maz, Sam, Fletch, intern Owen in the house. Go green. That's what's up, buddy.
Big
He's
O.
a Spartan guy. Good job. We're out of here.
We're out here, man. Good first day. Let's keep it moving. It's going to be a great week. Flannel Sam is wearing shorts, so you know what? I might wear a pair of shorts tomorrow. But before we leave you, Canelo Alvarez lost on Saturday. I'm going to tell you like this. If you're going to make strong decisions in life, you got to make sure you can back it up. He decided to go up in the heavyweight division. He decided to fight Bivol. Thought he could beat him. Guy didn't talk about it, and he got whooped. If you're going to make decisions like that in life, you got to be able to back him up. This is Braylon Edwards, and this is the bottom line of Ermanni and Edwards.
Woodward Sports Network.
By the way, Yankees beat the Rangers. Suck it.